Hello my friends, it's Gabriel with the Last Huntsman Outdoors here. So this is not going to be a full review, but more so of a first initial impressions. And what I'm going to be doing initial impressions of is this here is the PSA. I'm pretty sure it's the Gen 3 AR-10. Now, right off the bat, a few caveats. As I said, this is an initial impression. I'll be kind of doing a longer term full review, and I'm probably going to see if I can try to film some deer hunting with this as well. Also, unlike every other gun tuber, I'm not going to promote the SDI or whatever it is. I'm not part of the CIA, so I don't get promotions. And also, I know right off the bat, all the keyboard commandos is going to come in and be like, PSA is a shit stick, blah, 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 mine's better than yours, all that good stuff. Yeah, I know. Your $5,000 fantasy AR-10 that you don't actually own is better than this. But, you know, this is what I got. It's fun. And so let's kind of check it out real quick. All right. So, obviously, I've painted this rifle already. I do not like having a black rifle at all. I will say this grip here is kind of a almost like a Hogue type of material, so the paint ain't really sticking to it too great. I don't really care though. This is the PSA AR-10. It's the 18-inch barrel, and it was a stainless barrel, but obviously I spray painted it, so it don't look stainless anymore. I like to spray paint about every gun I use. I put some just iron sights on there just as a backup, and you know, so kind of right off the bat, let's kind of get into what I wanted with this. I did not want some like 20-pound artillery piece that is some super precision build rifle. I don't care about that. You know, I know Boomer Fudd's gonna get on here and be like, my AR-10's bigger than yours and it weighs 24 pounds, son. And I could shoot, you know, quarter-inch groups, son. Yeah, I get that. Don't care. What I wanted was a fairly lightweight AR-10 that had an 18 or 20-inch barrel that can be kind of that, like, DMR role and, like, a decent deer hunting rifle. And that's it. I didn't want something, you know, that weighed a lot. I don't really care if it's, like, top-notch, you know, precision accuracy, although I want it accurate enough. And so that's what I got here. Now, the scope base I put on here is just a Vortex. I'll probably end up switching this out eventually because I got it. It's okay, but I kind of like something with a little bit bigger nuts that I can like potentially take off in the field if I need to. I don't like having to worry about having some specific Torx set to take off a scope base. And the scope is Loophole Patrol VXR, and it is an illuminated scope, 3x9. This scope has actually been a very nice scope for me. I actually had it on my Ruger American, and I actually sold my Ruger American to get this. Now, why didn't I get like some, you know, $5,000 Knight's Armament? You know, here's the thing. I don't get a lot of money. I don't have like any big sponsors or anything like that. And I kind of, quite frankly, wanted to try this out. And from what I've seen, this seemed like a decent rifle for the money. I think this was like between $800 and $900. It was definitely under $1,000. I'm pretty sure it was like right around the 900 mark. Also, this one has a collapsible stock. Let's get trying it. All right, so something to kind of also note is I do not have like a super high round count through this. I probably got about right around 300 rounds through it. But one of the things that first kind of impressed me with this is honestly the reliability. And that's what I wanted more than anything. I know AR-10s, once you kind of jump into the AR-10 world, you're kind of jumping into a totally different critter than your typical AR-15s. And I've ran about half of those rounds has been just Tula steel cased. So I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh, you know, you shouldn't run steel cased, and there's kind of a big online debate on that. I like running steel case. I like shooting a lot, and steel case is a cheap way for me to do it. Not as cheap as it used to be for sure, and I haven't really priced steel cased ammo for a while, but I kind of stockpiled up on quite a bit of it. But yeah, I've actually been running, I would say at least almost probably 2 of the 300 rounds I've ran through this thus far has been steel cased, and I have not had any hiccups or anything. Now, the bolt, it's not like the smoothest. It's a PSA, okay? We all get it. But I will say, as I've been shooting it, it has been getting smoother. So there's that. It was kind of a little sticky. I kind of had to like, not really like, I don't know. I had to kind of give it a little bit oomph at first to just get the bolt to release. But it is actually smoothing up decently well. So groupings, I actually just got my best group. I've only shot 2 different ammos through it. I've been shooting these guys and these. And crazy thing is, most of the 308s I do shoot, I actually get a little better accuracy out of these. But out of this PSA, I've actually got a little bit better accuracy out of these, which is actually kind of surprising. Grouping wise, I've been getting about 2-inch groups at 100 yards, and I'm going to throw kind of a caveat out there too. I'm not some like precision shooter. I'm not really a bench shooter type of guy. I'm more of a practical, tactical type of shooter. So if I'm getting, you know, 1.5 to 2-inch groups with a rifle, I'm generally good to go. And remember kind of what I stated with my philosophy that I wanted here with this rifle. I didn't want something that's like some heavy precision build rifle. I wanted something that's light and handy. And this is also still a work in progress too. So I do need to get a sling for it. I need to stock up on some more mags for it and everything like that. I got a decent amount of ammo. Need more mags though. So this is still kind of a project in the works. All right, so like I was saying, accuracy, I'm kind of mixed feeling on this, and I'm still kind of learning this rifle a little bit too. I actually got the best group out of the Tula ammo, which is kind of crazy for steel case. And I am just shooting bulk ammo too. I'm not like shooting anything match grade or anything like that. So I'm sure if I get some like higher end ammo, and on a longer term review, I will get some kind of nicer ammo to shoot through this. I'll even try some deer loads and stuff definitely before deer season. This group here was a bit of me zeroing in, so that one is a little irrelevant. I was getting about a 2-inch at 100 with the Federal, just bulk brass that you can buy at Walmart, and then I was getting about 1.5 inches or so out of the steel case. So, you know, it's not like some perfect precision rifle, and I could probably do a little better too, but I'm using a rickety ass little bench and bottom of the barrel ammo with a budget rifle. The scope on here probably cost almost as much as the rifle does, so there's that. But you know, even that though, that's good enough for me for what I'm wanting it for. So one of the things that I'm actually fairly impressed with this rifle is it does have a decent trigger. I haven't measured what the trigger pull is, but it's considerably better than the typical PSA trigger that I've gotten. I think it is their, like, quote, premium trigger or whatever. There's a couple PSAs that I've gotten where I've felt like I've had to replace the trigger right off the bat. This one, honestly, I'm not going to mess with it. And that's something that's kind of nice about this rifle, honestly. This is a pretty nice rifle right out of the box that I think is mostly ready to go. That's odd. It's not loading next round. Alright, so damn, this sucks because I've actually had decent reliability out of this rifle, honestly. And you know, I kind of had high hopes, and I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh, it's a PSA, but you know, I've had several PSAs and haven't had a whole lot of issues out of them, honestly. But this one, I see it started choking up when I was going prone, and so I wasn't quite sure what's going on, and I finally kind of caught the culprit here. It might be kind of hard to pick up on camera. As you can see, the gas little block there started walking forward, and I would hope that PSA would have had like something kind of staked in there to where it can't do that, but apparently not. So this rifle is basically a single shot until I fix that. So this was actually going to be quite a bit different video, but yeah, this rifle's a dud right now. I'm gonna take this apart and kind of see what's going on, but yeah, that sucks because I was actually having fun with this rifle and having decent luck with it thus far, but that sucks. So I guess that's going to wrap up my initial impressions. Like I said, before this video I had probably 300 rounds through it, so I didn't really have any issues until now. The curse of the camera, I guess, right? But yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna contact PSA or kind of dig at it myself, but you could see it right there. That gas block walked forward. Yeah, that sucks right there. But I guess I'll be doing a part 2 eventually and see if I could fix this issue. But with all that being said, and actually, you know what? This is kind of a moral of the story here, actually. It is always important to try out and test out your gear because, you know, at least I've found out that this thing ain't working worth a shit here out on my range instead of when I actually need it type of thing. Okay, so this is a couple months later, and it's kind of an update on the PSA Gen 3 AR-10. So towards the end of the shooting session on camera there, I had the gas block actually walk forward on me. Since then, I actually put just a little bit of Loctite on those little set screws, and
I actually adjusted the gas a little bit because I thought that the gas was a little overgassed, and I actually think that that might have contributed to the gas block walking some. Since then, I have ran about a couple hundred more rounds through this rifle, and even got it pretty nice and zeroed for some deer loads, and I'm actually going to be taking it out for deer hunting this year. And thus far it's been pretty reliable since then, so we'll see. I'll come back to this for like a longer term review. I'd like to get about 1,000 rounds through it before I do like a full review, which I know is just expensive because, well, 308's about $1 a round. But yeah, thus far it's been pretty decent. I would have liked to have seen PSA actually stake that in or do something a little different with the gas block there, but as of now, I've been having good reliability with this rifle.
So with all that being said, be prepared both physically and spiritually. God bless, and carry on.